Hey Capricorns, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and thank you so much for joining me today. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. If nothing resonates, just check back next time or look at your moon and your rising signs. Alright, so hopefully you're doing alright through the full moon slash solar or lunar eclipse, excuse me. We're in residual energy today, May 16th. I'm hearing hopefully you've just kind of let things be, just taking it easy through the full moon. Yeah. So we're going to use this deck again. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what it's called. I don't think that's really important at the moment. So let's get some spiritual energies, or what's your energies right now collectively? Blame in reverse. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So there's something that's going on for some of you health-wise. Maybe something's come up because of learning bad habits, eating a lot of processed foods, or maybe you're eating out a lot and maybe you blame somebody for having that habit. Or maybe your life is just so hectic that that's the only way you can eat right now, which I totally understand. You're kind of going in this transition phase of trying to find a way to not be like that. So, and then worry came up in reverse also. That one says, I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. So you're a little bit worried about how your life is as a in the health aspect. And the fact that you're recognizing that and that you are worried about it. Some of you are worried about it. Some of you are worried about it. Some of you aren't, because you know that you recognize it and you're aware of it. So, you know, if eating out or eating poorly is the best way to help you get through your days right now, then just do it. You know, your body will transition to better options as it's ready to, okay? And my piece of advice, if you're transitioning from processed and unhealthy foods to better foods for you, take it one item at a time. Like, pull back on one place that you eat at frequently. Don't just stop abruptly. Trust me, it happens that you just yeah. I can't even say it because I understand the frustration of it. So we have death, and then loneliness in reverse, and then forgiveness in reverse. Yeah, so again, this is just clarifying you're going through a death and rebirth. You're realizing that possibly your lifestyle is no longer fit for you, so you're learning to turn over a new leaf with this death. It says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So if that has to do with your health, or if you're worrying about something, know that you're transitioning out of it. And again, I'll say this again, if you're noticing something that no longer works for you, you just acknowledging it is a huge step forward, okay? And then loneliness in reverse, I know that I am never alone. Some of you feel like you're alone in this process of transitioning, and know that you're not alone. Everybody has to go through it. You have to understand, during our spiritual awakening, during this process of doing better for ourselves, we realize that the things that we're eating and the things that society provides for us is so filled with poisonous things within it to keep it preserved. That's why when you go to a grocery store, you're only supposed to wrap around the edges of the store. The inside of the aisles are all the processed foods, okay? Again, one item at a time if you're transitioning. You don't want to overload yourself. There is I used to eat eggs every morning with a piece of bread. One morning, I put a piece of egg in my mouth and I wanted to vomit. That was my body's way of saying, we're not eating eggs anymore. And that was the moment I went full vegan. I'm not saying you're going to go vegan. I'm just saying you're going to make better choices for yourself. You could be whatever you want to be. You can, and don't stick to any specific diets. Do what works best for your body, okay? Last card, we have forgiveness in reverse. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So do not blame anybody or anything for your situation. That was my cat's probably being a little shit. If anything, just, it's nobody's fault, okay? We have to remember that we all do the best we can. You know, there was a time where the foods that we normally eat weren't as bad as they are now. So practice forgiveness on yourself and others who have taught you what you don't feel is best for you now, and that's okay. You know, sometimes I get frustrated because I eat all this good food now, and I'm like, man, if only my parents like explored past eating meat all the time, and gave, you know, and went for the fresh vegetables, not the frozen vegetables, I might actually would have eaten. You never know. You know, they gave me limited options. Okay, so expand your options. My roommate and I just bought a jackfruit because I've been curious to see what a jackfruit tastes like, and I'm really excited to crack it open. So we'll see. We may like it, we may not. We'll never know. All right. So let's move into tarot. Current energies, future energies for Capricorns, please, Spirit. Thank you for the first card. Interesting, Devil. Knight of Cups and Three of Swords. The Star, Justice. Ooh. Nine of Swords. Bottom of the deck, overall energy, the Moon. Interesting. So this full moon may be telling you, maybe showing you we're starting the process of whatever you're supposed to be working on right now. There's some deep message that maybe you've been waiting for about learning how to take care of yourself. Yeah, putting yourself first, putting your health and well-being first, right? Because that's where we're at right now for you guys. So the moon may have illuminated things that you really need to start focusing on more. You know, stop turning a blind eye on how foods settle in your stomach, or if you can feel if you feel shitty after eating, or bloated, or you know, if your digestive system has a hard time processing. These are things that you really need to start keeping an eye on. Okay, Spirit is trying to shine a light on this. So here we have the Devil, the Knight of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Someone that you cared about taught you this toxic behavior, and they really did a number on you with this Three of Swords. And once it's so crazy at how easy it is to manipulate somebody, but getting out of that manipulation is 10 times harder than getting into the manipulation. I find that fascinating and so fucked up all at the same time. That somebody could come in and just fuck with our brain without us even realizing, in the way we take care of ourselves or think about ourselves or live our lives, and in a matter of seconds someone could totally fuck that up. You thought this person was coming in with love, and in reality they were coming in with pain and suffering. Spirit's telling you it's time to focus on this person, whoever it may be. I'm not necessarily seeing or feeling a romantic partner. It's just somebody you really cared about, and they initially did care about you. They didn't mean to harm you. It's just they have bad habits that they put onto you, and it's really easy when you get into any type of relationship and you're just really excited to be around this person because they make you feel good on some level, and then you start to, you know, do the same things. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify this top row, please, Spirit. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Three of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this whole scenario got you thinking about how you take care of yourself, right? And this may have been a very deep karmic lesson for you. This is an opportunity to get out of that, to celebrate that you have overcome this, to start taking care of yourself. So we have the Queen of Pentacles energy, right? Nurturing, loving. I always see the Queen of Pentacles as Mother Earth incarnate, right? That's caring, loving, nurturing, down to earth. Yeah. There is a lesson within this for you. I can't pinpoint it because this is a general reading. I wouldn't say it's all about food, but it's definitely toxic toxic things that you've been putting within the body does have something to do with the physical body, okay? And the mental body, emotional body. I mean, all of those are connected, whether you realize that or not, okay? Future energies, we have the Star, Justice, and the Nine of Swords. You keep wishing for things to go back into your favor. You're wishing for better things for yourself, but you're in this turmoil. You're in this constant anxiety. You keep putting yourself down. You keep blaming yourself for, you keep feeling guilty about the choices that you've made, and you can't do that for yourself, okay? So the person you may need to be forgiving is yourself. Okay, forgive yourself for making those choices. Sometimes we're blinded by the need when somebody needs us, right? Wants to be around us. Yeah. This is a time to really balance out your energies. Coming back into harmony. Start making better decisions for yourself. Two of Wands. You deserve so much better. Okay. Page of Swords. It's time to really watch how you think and talk to yourself, right? Find stability in that energy. Reevaluating the way you see yourself, the way you see the world around you, all that good stuff, right? It's amazing how we don't notice how we talk to ourselves and the vocabulary that we use without even realizing it. Spiritual energies around Capricorns, please. Spirit of time. I didn't see that came out. Illusion, endless, and waiting. Time is an illusion. I think the only reason we actually keep track of it is for historical purposes, but also I feel like, society has trapped us in this idea of keeping track of time and watching time. And like, if we didn't have to worry about time itself, I feel like we would all be so much better off. Some of you feel like you're waiting for something. You feel like you're constantly waiting for something good to happen, waiting for something to shift, maybe an ending for a new beginning. Stop waiting for things. Things are shifting every day, whether you realize it or not. Someone's trying to reach out to you. This could be this person that harmed you. It could also be a new person coming through. I'm not really sensing that type of energy, but we do have the King and Queen of Pentacles on the table. So your person may be trying to poke through or maybe reaching out to you soon. So we have Spirit of Skulls and Spirit of Wind. And interestingly enough, all I heard was the more you create disturbance and create movement within the body, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, the energy of illness, of depression, of melancholy slowly begins to dissipate, right? And that has a lot to do with how we not only think about ourselves, right? The Page of Swords, how we learn how to cope with things, how we talk to ourselves, what we put in our bodies, all that good stuff. Okay, so there's definitely, like I said earlier, you're acknowledging that there is a shift that needs to happen. Look at this. We have Spirit of the Heart. You're listening to your heart. You're listening to your guides and trying to find your soul essence, your identity, your vibration. You're trying to figure out who you really are underneath all the crap that this disgusting society that we live in right now has pushed onto us, okay? Spirit of Christ. Here we go. We have forgiveness again, unconditional love, reconciliation. Forgive yourself, forgive others. When you forgive somebody, that does not mean you have to bring them back into your life. That's up to you, 100%. But you can forgive somebody for what they have done without bringing them back into your life. Because honestly, that forgiveness is for you and not them. And honestly, a lot of times when you forgive somebody, they may be in a spot where they may not even understand it, okay? Especially if you don't want them back in your life. Okay, final messages for Capricorn, please, Spirit. Final messages. Some of you are just starting your spiritual awakening, or you're really in the heart of it, so you're not really understanding what's happening. This is why we have Spiritual Awakening card. That's not why, excuse me, that's total bullshit. Spirits or your angels are with you. If you are in your spiritual awakening, take a break from social media. You don't want people knowing what's going on with you right now. You're transitioning. It's only going to confuse you more. During your spiritual awakening, you will start not wanting the same foods, especially the same comfort foods. You'll notice when, if you eat healthy one meal and then you eat a shitty meal the next, you're going to notice the way your body reacts to both, okay? What else? Anytime you're feeling stuck, Spirit says to meditate. And honestly, don't take it literally as like you have to sit on a yoga mat like she is with her legs crossed like that. You could sit in a chair and just close your eyes, sit outside, close your eyes, and just take just a minute, 2 minutes. I mean, or you can just do it in the mornings when you first wake up. Just keep your eyes closed, but keep your mind aware and just breathe. Breathe through it. Allow yourself to process, okay? Yes, Archangel Gabriel is coming through saying start talking, start communicating, not only to yourself, but to your guides, because your angels, they're with you, the archangels, your ancestors for sure. It's time to take action for yourself. It's time to start moving forward and pulling yourself out of what society expects you to do, what society is trying to force down your throat and in your brain. I will say, I know there's a lot going on in the world, and especially in the US, but try not to focus too hard on it. Be aware, but don't let it consume you. I understand that we're going through a lot right now, but you need to focus on yourself right now. Finding the strength and courage to do this. It's not easy. You're a wounded healer. You're healing wounds. Healing wounds isn't just processing trauma, it's also processing all the crap that we put inside our bodies, right? Interesting, we have the out-of-body astral travel. Some of you may be traveling during the night, so if you wake up a little bit more tired in the mornings, make sure you call back your energies, because you're going out and you're doing work with spiritually, or your soul is doing work as well, okay? So you're kind of like I heard double agent, but that's a weird thing to say. But you're learning here on Earth, but you're also learning in other dimensions, other realities, however that resonates for you, or you may be going to different planets, okay? Bottom of the deck, self-love. Put yourself first, especially while you're doing shadow work, okay? Yeah. There's going to be a lot of moments where you're not going to feel good. You're going to want to lay in bed all day. You know what? Do it. Do it. Your body needs it. Your mind needs it. You need to give yourself that time and space to heal. And even when you feel like you want to call yourself a lazy piece of shit for not doing something or doing your chores or getting things done around the house, whatever, that is something you need to work on as well, because we cannot constantly be moving. Okay, we can't constantly be doing stuff. We have to give ourselves our own time ins, right? Our time ins to check in with ourselves. Okay? All right, Capricorns, that is all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next week.